Hello, we will be starting shortly. Are you ready, kids? And we're live. Hello, welcome back. Just want to check everything's working here. I feel like I usually forget something, so I think we're all good today. Yeah. Today we're going to be doing another Bitcoin update. I'm sure you've all watched both of our separate channels this morning. Not too much has changed, but there are a few things we want to go into in a little bit more depth here. So, yeah, let's just get straight into this with a Bitcoin update, starting with the short term. How's it going, Chester?
Yeah, very well, thank you. I just want to double check that we have. I think we've changed the parameters of the screen on the stream. So I think we might need to check that chart before we go. So if you bring up my chart and then we just check the side thing where my flags are.
What?
Just to double check. You need my chart. There we go.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Side thing.
Here we
Got to
go.
make sure it's all neat.
Yeah, it's got to be
all
neat.
Yes.
OCD this. We got to get this OCD right.
Yeah, there we go. Check mine as well. Yeah,
Right.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
get into this.
Okay, hold on. One more. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Right, big in the game. Sorry, guys, about that. A
game.
little bit of delay there, but hello, we are ready and steady and ready to go. I see in the chat we've got Here Optimist, as usual. Do appreciate you coming by. We got Bonds and Stitch.
Bonds and Stitch.
Bonds and Stitch, love it. And we got LR as well. Good morning to you over in the UK. I'm going to be starting off with BTC on the shorter term time frame. As Hammy said, not that much has happened since we did our updates this morning. Well, our morning, your evening. So yeah, I do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching those. But as we said, nothing has really happened. But we're just going to give you a bit more of an in-depth update on that. So I'm going to be doing the short term. Hammy's going to be doing the longer term time frame, and then we're going to be jumping through to some altcoins, guys. So make sure you get your altcoin requests in the chat because we're keen and eager to do some altcoins. First one I'm going to be doing is XRP because I'm quite intrigued on that. I made a little bit of paper on that last night, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of an XRP there update. So yeah, make sure you're getting your altcoin updates in the chat. Without further ado, let's get straight into Bitcoin. Right, starting off with Bitcoin here on the shorter term time frame here on the hourly. As you can see, I'm working with a nice upward sloping parallel channel. It's upward sloping, but Bitcoin is being dirty and filthy and really like moldy fruit in the fruit bowl, right? It's not, you don't want to touch it. You want to stay away right now. You don't want to eat that. It's not juicy. The support on the lower side currently for Bitcoin that we're looking for here is going to be this upward sloping support line coming through of this rising parallel channel here. And you can see we actually did test this after that humongous pump that we did see coming through yesterday, pumping us from literally, I don't know where we pumped from, 18,600 all the way back up to 20k, and now right back down to 18. It's just playing with us. Absolute disgusting behavior from Bitcoin. One thing that I do want to just touch on here quickly, referencing this chart pattern right here, a little bit of a Bart Simpson scenario coming through, back straight down, horrible stuff. And also, if you guys didn't see it, we did have a lovely cheeky head and shoulders pattern as well. Interesting stuff coming through there. Not going to talk a lot about that because that's done, that's dusted. Was pretty hard to predict at the rate that this fell here. So yeah, I don't think anyone was trading this head and shoulders pattern because it's just like pretty impossible at that point, right? So yeah, the thing that I really want to talk about here, guys, is going to be this measure move down. The measure move down out of this parallel channel here is unfortunately absolutely disgusting for Bitcoin because it does mean if we see this get completed, like we did see the measure move get completed on the longer term time frame most recently to the upside, we will be seeing this most recent measure move take out the most recent low for Bitcoin. I do believe, yeah, it will be taking out the most recent low, and that'll be 17,396, which will be horrific, right? It will be very, very bad for Bitcoin, and it will just instigate the bears to just sell off more and more and more and more and more, right? So what am I looking for? How am I going to be trading this down? I'm actually looking for a short for Bitcoin because we are seeing this breakout scenario coming through, but unfortunately, we are still being held up in terms of support, which does suck, but we need the confirmation of a nice candle body close below this sort of area, and then we can start staggering those TPs. And when I'm saying these staggering these take profits, I'm not going to go into too much detail here, guys, but I'm just going to show you the side of my chart there. You've got eyes. You can see this around the 18.3, 18.2 and all that good stuff there. We've got the volume weighted ATR band coming down at around 18,000 there. So that's definitely going to be a bounce point to really be looking out for there. But the key thing that I'm really watching here is going to be breaking this horizontal here. And this is basically this beautiful, well, it's not beautiful, it's pretty horrible actually in terms of this price action. But yeah, this box zone that we've just been testing multiple times in terms of support, right? So if we lose that, get a candle body close, I will be inclined to go into a nice short, and I will be looking for this measure move to run to the downside. That will be around 5.66% on a spot position to the downside, guys. So it's definitely something that I don't want to miss out on that, right? I'm not missing out on that, but I am going to be staggering my take profits to be safe in this position, because if we do get reversed on, and let me just, for an example, look at this price action. It is just all the way down, V-shaped recovery, all the way down, banging it up, all the way down. It's just absolutely disgusting price action for Bitcoin right now. Insanely trappy, guys. So this is why we're going to be staggering our TPs. When we hit our first take profit, we take our stop loss, we move our stop loss to our entry point. And that way, if we do get instantly reversed on, it's going to be a break-even position in terms of the stop loss getting hit. But we've already taken profit and taken 25% of our equity out of the trade, right? So it is a profitable trade at the end of the day. Now, back to moving averages, back to actual TA coming through here. So that's sort of what I'm looking for there in terms of the measure move down. We've got the moving averages having mental crossovers coming through there, and they are coiled up. When they're coiled up, it does instigate a big move, a breakout scenario coming through, which currently we're there, we're ready, and we're waiting. So definitely something to be looking out for there. In terms of the RSI, guys, let's have a look at what we're looking for here. It is going to be this downward sloping resistance line, sorry, support line that we actually are bouncing on multiple times. We're actually testing this little filthy bad boy right now, okay? We're testing this little bad boy right now, which I thought we were going to break it earlier. I really did. I thought we were going to break it, and we tested it and bounced straight back up, which didn't suck, because it did actually come through in terms of the retest prediction that I was talking about on my video this morning. But the thing that I'm looking for here is this break. If we can break this trend line here, get to the oversold point, and actually carry on coming down there, I would really be looking for the low of the RSI to really be tested again in terms of selling power, right? And that's going to be around 15.09 in terms of a target. That's going to line up pretty perfectly with the measure move down to the volume weighted ATR band. So yeah, hopefully that's going to come through. And then also you can see that another take profit point I'm going to be using for another take profit is going to be 18.1, because you can see we've bounced off there in terms of support pretty violently twice already. In terms of the MACD, guys, we were looking like we were going to have continuation earlier. Didn't quite get it, and from there we've just kind of been fizzling out in terms of this trend, right? So what am I looking for now? I'm looking for that bullish crossover. If we get that, not looking great, guys. It won't be looking that great. And it's going to be something that I will be using as a confluence to be getting into this position. I still want to be in this bearish momentum, in this downtrend, right? I want to see continuation here if I am looking for that short there, not this not a bullish crossover and then just a massive pump to the upside. We do not want that if we're going short here. In terms of the DMI, this is actually good news for the short position, guys. Directional movement index here. You can see the ADX is climbing. It shows the trend is very strong right now. It's a trend-based indicator, and this is basically showing us if it's above 25 or 20, this is an indication that the trend is very strong right now. So right now we're currently sat around 39.9. Insane, okay? We've had that bearish crossover. It is looking fairly decent that we're going to have continuation to the downside. So that's a good thing that we're looking for there as well. I'm going to be jumping to the midterm time frame now on the 4 hour, just briefly, because I see Hammy itching to get in there. So yeah, let's just talk briefly about the measure move completion that we did see pretty recently with the most recent pump for Bitcoin. You can see this downward sloping parallel channel here, guys. Pretty obvious stuff. You can see the resistance to the top side. You can see the resistance again. You can see this little fake scenario coming through in terms of the fake breakout there. So very interesting stuff. Basically, the price action channel holding us down very, very cautiously, to be honest with you, because you can see the resistance being tested multiple times before that initial massive break to the upside. I'm so sure we all really watched that pump, which was really quite nice to see. But what I want to talk about now, guys, is us losing the point of control, is us losing the high low that we originally just set, right? We've lost that in terms of market structure, so it does look bearish here. We're below the point of control on the VPVR. We're below the price action channel. We're below the 0.236 Fibonacci retracement. It's looking pretty horrific. I probably would expect to come down, test the swing low of the Fibonacci, and also potentially even come down and test this trend line for support, which we have found support on it previously there. So if we do dump down, if we do lose the swing low of 18.1, I would be expecting that 17.6 the key price that everyone's looking for there, I would expect definitely some sort of bounce on that. So that's what I'm going to say about the shorter term time frame. I'm pretty itching to do some altcoins, so I'm going to throw it to Hammy to shove you I'm going to throw it to Hammy so he could do some longer term Bitcoin update, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to give you guys a shove into the longer time frame.
Shove you into Hammy. He's going to do the long term.
What's up, guys? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Appreciating all the likes so far. Her Optimus, Bonners and Stitch, LR, Drayland, nice to see you back, sir. Who else have we got? We've got NX, Ed, how's it going, bro? You're literally in the same room as us. Sam speaks straight. It was a great interview the other day, guys. Go check out Sam's channel at some point because after this stream, actually, because yeah, he's doing a lot of good crypto Web3 content that I'm sure you guys will be super interested into. So we got an algo in there as well. So let's just jump into the longer time frames here to really get a gauge of the macro and what's happening right here right now. So if we are going to look at this, I'm just going to check everything is good on the old indicator side of things. It looks pretty good to me. So let's take a look at this. We can see obviously huge dump down from 30K. This is something we all know and love. We're aware of where we are right now. But the main point is, yes, massive downtrend, not great. Still fairly parabolic towards the downside, or inverse parabolic if you're a bit of a stickler for the old articulation. But yeah, if we are looking at this right now, I'm seeing somewhat of a wedge coming through. You could also make the argument for a descending triangle, right? But the issue with this descending triangle here, guys, is, I mean, you would have to take all the wicks into account rather than the candle bodies, which is fine, right? People can do that, but it's just not really my personal trading style, particularly on the higher time frames, right? So if we are looking at this, we can see, yes, just dirty, trappy, wicky, dirty, volatile, choppy mess coming through here. And there are measure moves. Don't get me wrong here. There are measure moves, there are trades, and there is money to be made here, right? But right now for Bitcoin, it is just pretty where it's been for the past, I don't know, like 6 months at this point. So yeah, it's something that we're back where we've started. We've had a few pushes towards the upside, still making lower highs, still making lower lows in more of the local areas anyway. It does seem to be kind of rounding off here, so maybe we will just go sideways and consolidate and fill out a bit more of this pattern. Typically with the higher time frames with Bitcoin, like the daily plus, right, we do like to actually play out a lot more of the these triangles that we see, these bigger patterns, before actually breaking them. So we could still literally do something like this until November, right, before actually breaking down. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully we do get a bit of a move here soon. I will go down into the 4 hour as well, because I have a slightly different picture to Chester, but it's pretty much the same trades. And it's just a bit more of a cautious style for me anyway, right? So if we are looking at this and we're looking for a bit of a move towards the downside, we're going to be looking to break this low, the initial low when we actually dumped down from 30K, this low being at 17.5, 17.6, that kind of area, kind of echoing what Chester was saying, right? And yeah, if we can find a trade there towards the downside, we're talking about a massive, just ginormous measure move towards the ground. We're talking potentially $15,000 Bitcoin, right? That's a 14% move. That is huge for profit, and that's 1x, right? If we're doing this on, say, 10x, that's serious money. Okay, so that's fantastic there if we can find that trade, and we will be patient, await for that. But as of right now, still inside the pattern. No need to worry about that right now. Let's just wait and see what happens there. If we get a bit of a pump towards the upside here and we actually head up to about 21.3, 21.5, that kind of zone, right, that's when we can start looking for an absolutely beautiful trade towards the upside. And obviously, secretly, I'm sure we all want this to happen more than not, because the bullish trends are far easier to trade for everyone. You get more money involved. It's better for all of the projects involved. It's just way better in an uptrend, right? So if we get this, it's going to be a lot more, it's just going to be better for everyone involved. But if we are going to be cautious with this, and we're going to say, hey, this high over here, right? So the basically 22K, right? If we wait for 22K to break here, still going to be an 8% trade towards the upside. Fantastic stuff if that comes through. And then if that does come through, we can start eyeing up a bit more of a channel situation here coming through based on that, right? Terribly drawn, but yeah, based on that, something like this, right? And then if that does happen, we make a high around this area after the measure move, right? Then we'd be looking for another measure move up to get us to around 30K, which would be ideal, and it would be in line with the current signal we have from Hash Ribbons, which is a long signal, right? I don't have to tell you guys, you know this, right? But whenever we get a long signal with Bitcoin, we'll usually come up to the bull market barrier for the take profit. So a long signal up here inside our bull market, boom, all the way up, close signal, or hit the bull market barrier, close trade, right? That was a massive, massive run we had there, obviously, guys. This one here, back in 2020, July 12th to be exact, we can see the run up to about 10K from about 9K, which again, 15%, fantastic stuff there as well. We got another one here from 7K going all the way up to the bull market barrier again here. I'm actually just going to get rid of quite a lot of this stuff so we can see it a little bit
very
better.
Polluted.
Yeah, very, very messy, just spaghetti everywhere. There we go. So yeah, another 30% there on that one. So you can kind of get my point here, right? From the long signal to the bull market barrier is typically a fantastic trade. We see it again down here, right? All the way out. That was a massive example there as well, right? So yes, this is something that we should not ignore. It could still go towards the downside. And if we do look at hash ribbons right now, it is actually a bit better than it was the last few days. But as of right now, what we're looking for is for these to kind of gauge some momentum away from each other in a way that's typically bullish for moving averages, right? Because this is typically what these are. These are moving averages of the raw hash rate, which is this kind of weird squiggly line you can see here, right? So this will go up and down quite a lot, but on average, what we need is these moving averages to go up and kind of gain distance away from each other so we can get a beautiful bit of scaling on the Bitcoin network, therefore increasing the price and the value, yeah, make money riding that trend up. But as of right now, still kind of, I don't know, sideways, parallel at the moment. I would like to see a bit more growth towards the upside in that area. But yeah, Bitcoin is just not showing that too well either. So if this does turn out to be a good long signal, what we should expect here is probably another bear trap, right? Or even come down to sweep the lows, and then the move after that, if this does still want to play out, will be very, very aggressive. I'm talking over maybe even a few weeks here that we just get a monumental bull run that people would be talking about for years, like they did the 14K run, like they've done every time this thing's gone off down in a bear market, right? So that would be a huge run. And even if we got down from the bottom there, it would be like a 260% gain. Ridiculous stuff, right? And I probably would buy around here anyway, because as you guys know, if we hit 14K here, it's going to be our next major support, right? So with that, what we can expect, just check I'm not peaking here. I think we're pretty good. But yeah, the 14K support here, super important. And if we hit that, I am definitely, I would say even 80-90% expecting this thing to go back up to at least 20K. Sounds like a pretty flaccid, bad move, but if we're going to measure this out, right, even from 14K up to 20K, we're talking about 40% here. 40% move on 1x, just buying that low and expecting a bit of a rally, a relief rally on Bitcoin. And even if the downtrend continues from that point, there is money to be made on the short here, right? There's money to be made after we hit the 20K as well, right? This is going to be a very fluid time for Bitcoin in which we can make a lot of money placing measure moves, taking trades, and making all of the monies, okay? Just bringing it down and concluding on my 4-hour point here, as we will get into some altcoins in a minute, guys, don't you worry. Now, I've been rambling for quite a while now, but yeah, we can see here, I've got a little bit more of a broader look, a wider scope on this thing, and it's not wrong. Neither this is wrong or right. It's probably both right, if I'm going to be kind of correct about this. It's both right, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's measure moves to both sides for both of us here. And we're basically waiting for those measure moves. We're going to be taking advantage of those, and we're going to be making money as these things play out. So what I'm looking for here is basically a break of the volume weighted ATR band here on the 4-hour towards the downside. 17.6 again, this super important low that we've all been watching, right? If we lose that and we lose this volume weighted ATR band, a 6% trade towards the downside will be fantastic. That echoed by basically the same trade here on a bigger pattern that could lead us into a huge crash down to 15K, right? So yeah, there's many trades that are just around the corner. Do not sleep on this. This is going to be huge, but what we can say is, yeah, you may have to be a little bit patient with this thing, right? So be patient, but be focused, be aware, because there are a few moves here that can really make you a lot of money. And the 3.5% towards the upside here, exactly the same thing. We'd be looking for 20,300 to break, and then ride that up to 21.1. And yeah, that's also roughly, I mean, a little bit lower than what we'd expect to be entering on the daily pattern that we're looking for as well. So yeah, lots of trades around the corner. We just have to wait. We just have to let this thing kind of fizzle into a bull, and then boom, we are gonna basically make loads of money off loads of trades. That's the plan here. That's the plan. Any altcoins that we can see?
Interesting stuff there. I'm just looking at what Jacob was saying in the in the chat about the new Amazon coin being released. Didn't know anything about that, but the website itself doesn't look too great.
Is it a sketch?
It looks pretty scammy because it's so small. But then again, the link is actually from CoinMarketCap's verified YouTube. So who knows? I'm probably going to stay away from it, to be honest with you. But hey. But yeah, it just looks a bit like someone could easily throw this together.
Yeah, it
to be honest. It
doesn't
really,
look too legit to me.
No.
But
Looks really quite scammy, to be honest. Like, it just looks so easy. Like, it's just one landing page, basically.
You have to scramble your IP after this stream.
Yeah. Not great. Not great. So yeah, I'm going to be doing an update on XRP to start off with, guys, because we know we've seen quite a lot of momentum to the upside with XRP. It's actually been looking pretty good recently. We had a bit of news coming out about the SEC basically saying that about the SEC basically giving us a little bit of hope that it's going in XRP's favor, which is quite good to see after them holding XRP down for literally 2 or 3 years now. Pretty horrific. So since then, we have seen obviously quite a nice rally up for XRP. Didn't hit around 55 cents. Not quite the all-time high of around $2.80, I do think. Something along the lines of that. But from there, we knew there was going to be some sort of retracement, right? We knew the case isn't over. We knew this is just people just buying into it, FOMOing in like crazy. So we knew we were going to see a retracement. And the obvious sign for that, guys, was... I would love a chart.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, the obvious sign of this rally up, we'll go again. The obvious sign of this rally up, guys, was obviously the SEC stuff coming through. I would love a chart. And you can see here, this was, as I was saying, the obvious thing that was coming through was the massive sell-off, was the FOMO sell-off that we did see, basically. Now from there, just basically tested 45 cents a couple times there before we saw Bitcoin absolutely crash off a cliff. Naturally, altcoins follow that. So that's basically what happened with XRP there. I was looking for a measure move like something along the lines of this. I know we had a bit smaller there. Didn't really want to work with it, so I was working with a little bit more of a greedy measure move there. But as you can see, ran down like so, looking for around 8% there. Didn't quite get the 8% because it just absolutely tanked quicker than Usain Bolt running the 100-meter sprint, right? It was just so fast, right? It was super, super fast. So I didn't get into that. These analogies, right? Didn't get into that. At the initial dump, right? But I got in nicely on the candle body close. It was very late over in Thailand, but managed to get in and then just set my take profit, just staggering them down basically like that at the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement there for this move to the upside. So that was clearly a take profit that I was looking for. Again, I was looking at this low as well. And then another TP around that $42, and then basically completed the measure move coming through from there. So it wasn't too bad. Made around 3.36% there for XRP. Stop loss was pretty easy. We basically lost the 200 EMA, 200 SMA on the hourly. It was pretty good. I had it literally...
Sorry, I can't.
Sorry, Siri speaking to me. But yeah,
you need an Android, man. You need an Android.
I had it above the 21 EMA coming through from that. I basically just trailed it down as it was falling down, then left it above the 200 EMA there. Sorry, the SMA, 200 SMA there as it basically came down. So yeah, pretty good stuff for XRP. But what I would say now is be cautious, guys. Please be cautious because it is getting choppy in the waters. The reason why I'm saying this is because now we actually have found a support on the level around 42 cents there. And you can see this is coming down like so. This is actually going to be forming a pretty giant falling wedge, guys. It's going to be forming a pretty giant falling wedge. Don't get too excited. Not quite a bull flag, in my opinion. Not quite parallel. Obviously, that means continuation to the upside. But so does a falling wedge. They tend to usually break to the upside, guys. So if we're going to see, XRP actually take another little bit of a leg up here, I want to see us claim 43 because this is the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement area. Very crucial that we get over that. If we stay below it any longer, it's going to basically be the confirmation for that pretty much horrific reversal that we're all not wanting here for XRP. I'd like XRP to really start to explode because it's been held down by the government for too long, or by the SEC for too long, right? Not happy about that. Obviously, we love decentralization and all that good stuff. So yeah, what I want for XRP now is to basically come up, clear the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement, get over all major moving averages again, and take another stab for the top. I don't think it's too unlikely. I just think we might have to be patient here, especially with Bitcoin behaving the way it's behaving. If it is going to carry on coming down, referencing Bitcoin here, if it is going to carry on coming down and we are going to test this current low of around 18.1, then I would expect a bit of a leg down for XRP, and that's obviously going to mean that we're going to be coming down to the 0.68 Fibonacci retracement there. Not great stuff, but it basically means I think we're just going to trickle. We're going to trickle down like so to around this sort of area, and then we should have another pump for XRP. But yeah, that's what I would say about XRP. Just overall, I would say bearish right now, below major moving averages here. Made a bit of paper, but I would like to see a bit more upwards momentum, considering what we have seen in the last few weeks or so. Do you want to jump onto an altcoin, Hemi?
Yes, sir. What do we got? I think I saw an algo in there, right? A little algo.
Yeah, I think I saw algo.
From LR.
I'm going to look at Hex for Sam Speaks Straight and see what that chart's doing, because I've never really been a fan of Hex, to be honest. Like,
yeah,
wasn't the owner like a scammer or something like that?
Yeah, more or less.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I heard that when it first came out and stuff. I was like, yep, nope, staying away from that. But it was rallying up in the bull run. It was doing like hundreds of percentages. So I will be looking at that. I'm getting spammed really badly on Telegram.
People weren't allowed to sell it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I remember people saying it in my streams or something.
I can't sell my Hex.
Don't miss out on Hex. All right, let's jump in to a little bit of algo here. Starting with the daily. Does seem to just go down quite a lot. But more recently, bit of positivity here. Has had a bit of a pump. And after that pump, it's just gone down again. So if we are going to look at this on a 4-hour and we're going to say, hey, what are the chances we bounce here? I think it's pretty even. I mean, there's not too much like points in which these supports can be respected, right? They're not being respected much, right? These are very random, a lot of these things. So what I will say with this is, looking at moving averages, does it respect moving averages instead? Yeah, fairly in the uptrend. That's a decent bit of momentum wearing off there. Again, I would probably still expect a bounce here off the price action channel if this is healthy. It's not done that, it's not done that, and it's continued down, and now we are attacking that 200 EMA, right? So if we are going to look at that, and yeah, just looking at the volume weighted ATR bands as well, that the 1 hour volume weighted ATR band is in line with this as well. So if it does want to hold that range for the 1 hour, we are just going to bring this down. We can see, yeah, it would make sense to have a little bit of a bounce here, but I wouldn't say it goes too far, right? I think, yeah, 34.7, something like that would be a decent area to be targeting here for a bounce. But if Bitcoin does want to just shred it towards the downside, and it is literally just hanging off a cliff right now, not to mention this wick here should be potentially, I mean, according to TA, absorbed towards the other side anyway. So it's not looking great across the board for cryptos, is the short answer here. If we are going to the daily, though, we can see that, yeah, I mean, despite all of these volume-weighted ATR bands, we are kind of testing this price action channel and a lot of moving averages here as well. So will we bounce on that? Very much up for debate. Ideally, we do. I just want to see if there's any kind of evidence of us doing that previously in this market, and it doesn't look that strong. Doesn't look that strong. So in terms of fluidity and healthiness in its momentum, I would say algo right now not fantastic. It might be a little bit better on the lower time frame. So the hourly here, as we've just talked about, we do have a bit of bullish divergence here on the I believe I have this set to the Klinger volume oscillator, right? So yeah, potentially maybe a little bit of a wave up here, but I wouldn't expect this going above this high. But if it does go above this high, that is a potential sign that we do kind of bounce off this 4-hour 200 EMA and maybe potentially get some ground up into this area. If you want to turn that opinion around on me, Algo, then yeah, I would want to see you above 37.25 here, talking to an altcoin like it's a person. Is there any is there any other coins here?
Yeah, I've got Hex pretty much summed up. I'll start off with Hex on the daily. We did a little brief fundamental stuff a minute ago, but yeah, for Hex right now, obviously the low, currently back in July 2022, it was around 2 cents. So not great, considering if we go back in time and look, May 2022, it was around 20 bucks, right? Not 20 bucks, 20 cents, right? So it's obviously dropped a considerable amount, right? A considerable amount. I don't know the data on where this was previous bull market, right? But yeah, I think it was around 50 cents or something like that. It was really, really quite high compared to what it is now, down at around 3 cents. So that retracement in itself is just seriously unhealthy, even in a horrific bear market, right? Now, what I would want to say, what I do want to say right now, that we do have this giant falling wedge scenario. Falling wedges, they tend to usually break to the upside, guys, which we did actually see. So I'm going to zoom in here for this potential breakout. We did actually see the measure move was like this, right? The measure move is like that. I've polluted it with more TA on the shorter-term time frame, so apologies for that. We will go into that very shortly, and I will explain what actually happened here. This was the measure move on the daily, basically coming all the way up here from this break here, and actually seeing the measure move completion of around, it was around 9% there, guys. It was around 9% to the upside, so well done to anyone who did get involved with that. To be honest, it wasn't that bad of a trade, because on the daily, if you do see, we did actually get a candle body close above this zone here. We did get a candle body close above this zone, and also a break of the falling break of the falling wedge to the upside. So it was looking actually pretty good for a nice little long there. So well done to anyone who got involved with that. What I would say is what I'm looking for now, if I am going to be looking to trade Hex, which I'm not, because I don't like Hex, it's going to be something along the lines of this, guys. It would be this rising wedge scenario, which does break to the downside, and the measure move to the downside is, well, they usually break to the downside. The measure move to the downside would be something along the lines of this. Now, it's exactly the same as what basically happened before, getting those candle body closes above that major zone on the macro. You could do it pretty much the same on the macro, but to the lower side now. Sorry, on the micro to the lower side. The measure move down is going to be somewhat around 5, near enough 6% there, maybe even a bit more, actually. Yeah, around 5.63%. So the move that I really would be looking for here would be the candle body close below the 200 EMA. I'd either go for that, or I would short it as we got a solid candle body close below this wick here, and then using that as my first TP there. But it is still quite small, so probably I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Well, we won't see. I'm not going to trade it. But yeah, that's sort of what I would be looking for there. And then staggering your TPs at all of the other areas. But right now, I would say on the micro time frames, I would say that Hex is probably due a pullback here. And overall, it's still looking really quite bearish. Not great stuff coming through from there. Isn't Hex like that 3D printer thing? I might be wrong.
I just thought it was a shape.
Well, hexagon. But yeah, I would expect downwards momentum for Hex right now. So yeah, that's sort of what I would be looking for there. Do we have any more altcoins coming through? LR saying Algo looking weak. Yeah, Hammy just covered that. Didn't look great, did it?
Yeah, it looks awful, and it has for a while. I don't know, I haven't noticed this. So yeah, I think what are we on? We're on 32 minutes. We still got time here. Any more altcoins?
Plenty of time, actually. Yeah, should we do a bit of Ethereum?
Can do. It's probably going to be a similar story to old Bitty, but we'll check it out.
Yeah, I mean, all the altcoins in general, like, ones that are screaming out that are doing really bad is ENS. We've got XRP down at around 5% as well. We've got Maker, MKR, that's down at around 7.64%. Really, really bad, okay? The whole market looks trash right now.
Yeah, by the way, guys, please do not suggest any altcoins that aren't like mid cap or higher, or like on lots of exchanges, right? Pre-sale stuff we're not interested in. There's a common, like, we're both marketing specialists, right? So we're aware, and Hex actually did this. The owner, the creator, is actually a bit of a marketing genius as well, and not as well as us, but like just as well as some of these other coins, right? So basically what they do here is they'll go into random chats, right, live streams, and they'll go and suggest a coin, whether it's a scam, whether it's whatever, a new coin, something with great utility, right, whatever, right? But what they'll do is actually go into a live stream, say, oh, there's this new thing coming, or check this coin out, or whatever, and then essentially everyone that's watching, they've now got 15 new leads to this coin, and that coin could be a scam. So we're not like we're not condoning any of these coins that are suggested here, right? If you give us a coin, we check it, and it's on TradingView, cool, we'll look at the chart. That's basically what we do. But if it's a project that's completely new, we're not going to be responsible if you guys click that link. It's basically the end of the story there, right? So be smart, right? Don't just follow randomers links, and yeah, if we recognize you, of course, like, we'll take that into consideration. But yeah, is Jacob one of your guys, or
no?
Okay, well, Jacob,
so.
that's all of that. Maybe you're completely legit and it's cool, and you just found the coin. Fantastic, good stuff. But
I'm just triple checking that actually, with that Amazon coin thing.
Yeah,
because coin market cap.
Do you want your screen up or not?
No, it's alright. No.
Alright, cool, man.
No, yeah, it is actually released by CoinMarketCap.
But is it released by Amazon?
No.
You would have thought there'd be a lot of headlines. I haven't looked up this, so I'm gonna say it's a no from me.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's it.
Yeah,
well,
I agree.
Yeah, you agree? Cool. So yeah, let's check out Ethereum real quick. All of that stuff out the way.
Yeah, I think it's a fake CoinMarketCap YouTube channel, actually.
Is it?
Fantastic effort, Jacob.
So it is a scam. Nobody click that link.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much a scam, right?
Nobody click that link.
Yeah.
All right.
Not good.
It's easy to fall into these traps,
Yeah,
guys. So if it has happened to you before, don't worry about it. We're just in the marketing game, so we know kind of how to get people to click stuff and stuff anyway. We're not scammers or anything like that, but we know how they do it. So it's easy to fall for. We get it, right? So yeah, don't click those links, basically, as it is our advice there. Never click any links, really, if anyone sends you them, unless it's like an actual reputable, like a Facebook group or something, right? But yeah, let's look at Ethereum right now, daily. Let's see how this is going. I think it might be better to actually look at Ethereum versus BTC, because it is pretty much doing the same thing. But post-merge, it'd be quite interesting to see this versus BTC. So let's just check this out, because they do all follow Bitcoin at the end of the day. I guess Binance is the one here. So yeah, if we are going to look at this versus BTC, we can see, yeah, it's gained quite a lot of ground against BTC recently over the past kind of few months, I would say. But basically, as soon as this merge came out, what was it, the 15th, right? Was it the 15th?
Yeah, 15th,
Something like
the merge took place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So compared to Bitcoin, after the 15th, colossal dumpage, right? So do what you will with that. Not fantastic stuff post-merge, and then we'll just go back to the USD just to really cement the old TA in there. But yeah, just worth noting that post-merge, because there is a lot of variables at play here, and people were expecting Ethereum to just bang it to like 10K or something with this proof of stake thing, which I've never seen proof of stake work. I've never seen it work. It's always inflated the supply. Maybe there's examples where it has, but for me, it's just, yeah, people, they'll stake it. Coin goes up, they get their reward, they sell their coin, they take their profit, they leave, right? All you've done is introduce more coins into the place, right? But proof of work's different, right? Because you're actually putting power and money into it, right? Rather than just saying, I'm gonna lock it for a few days. Bruv.
I mean, I think they've locked it for like, I think it's like 6 months or something crazy. Like,
yeah.
It's a long, long time.
But I've seen that before. I think Hex did something like that as well.
Yeah, it will just induce a massive sell-off, right? when it does come through.
It's what we call the death spiral.
Yeah.
The death spiral in crypto. Luna is a great example of a death spiral, right?
Yeah,
people are like, oh, it's going up, it's amazing, and then, yeah, it's not after a while. But yeah, looking at Ethereum here, we can just see, yeah, pretty much same inverse parabolia towards the downside. I wonder what this looks like, because a lot of people get mixed up here with like bearish signs versus bullish signs, right? Bearish trends versus bullish trends as well. So if we invert this scale, right, we can actually see, if you were looking at this chart and it was like a normal chart, you'd probably say it's pretty bullish right now, right? We've had a wave up, another wave up, right? A little bit of consolidation. This does want to go up again. Fantastic. But just remember, this is inverted, right? So it actually means it's going to go down here, if that is the case. I know it's probably confusing because you can't see what I can see, but...
yeah, no, not quite. Sometimes it's obviously slightly delayed on my screen, so I'm like, yeah. I try and do the TA before you talk about the TA, so I know what's good. That's literally doing the TA in my head, so because obviously I can't draw on your screen, right? I've done some prep on Atom.
Okay, yeah, you can check that out. But yeah, just kind of
oh yeah, sorry if you're still going.
Just finishing up on Ethereum. Still looks pretty bearish. Looks like it's getting worse. Proof of stake did not help. If we're looking for a support here, potentially 655. 655. I might even try this on a different exchange really quickly, because Bybit maybe not so good. Nope, still 670. So yeah, Ethereum not looking great. Sell it. No, I think if it does go down to something like 600 or something, I'd probably buy it, because I remember ages ago when it went down to like $90 and everyone was like, it's going to zero, bruh, and I just didn't buy it. I didn't buy it, and yeah, that's 10x plus. So money. Yeah. I would at least expect bounces on the way down here, even if it does come down. So Ethereum is something that does kind of oscillate in very, very volatile ways, like big ranges. So yeah, definitely something I would take a look at to trade, even if it does go to zero. Right, there's going to be big bounces along the way. But yeah, that's all I got there.
So I'm going to be doing a little bit of an update on Atom, because it's quite interesting to see the price action of Atom recently, because we have actually seen a very, very healthy uptrend. So if we jump to the Atom chart quickly, you can see here straight away from this bottom that we do have currently around $5.60 there. You can see a very stable uptrend, guys. And this is probably one of the nicest uptrends that I've seen here in this bear market after seeing that low get created, right? You're seeing really nice higher lows get created there. You're seeing these highs just continuously get broken here, continuously get broken. We had a little bit of momentum slow down here, and then like a potential high low get tested here. But then, bang, absolutely, the momentum just completely resumes, and then we have continuation to the upside again. And this is when it got quite a lot of, quite a bit of publicity, actually, because it started to get quite violent in terms of price action, in terms of pumps on a daily basis, which was pretty goddamn impressive, I must say. Like, I think in the space of, like, 2 days, we went from, like, literally, like, near enough a 50% move to the upside there. And inside of a bear market, that's pretty goddamn impressive, in my opinion. From there, we have clearly seen this, we did have an ascending triangle coming through, and this is clearly the measure move for that, guys. If we were going to have continuation up, completely plausible here, after seeing such a nice healthy move to the upside there, after seeing consolidation. Pretty good stuff. But now, what are we seeing now? This is where it's going to get quite interesting, because we're actually testing this trend line that we have been essentially been respecting the whole way up here for a very, very long time, right? Really, really good stuff. But I would say if we are going to break this, it is a rising parallel channel, guys. We've seen insane price movements to the upside recently. We're losing the 200 EMA. If we get a candle body close below this trap zone that we've got coming through from here, I would actually be inclined to go short here on Atom. I know, not the most favorable opinion in the world, but if we do that, then we're going to be looking for some serious gains, right? The percentages to the downside from that measure move after the trap zone is going to be 13.95%. Yes, we do have the 200 SMA coming through at around 10.89%, and also higher lows that are very strong here around $11.69. Love 69. And you can see this is where we're sort of going to be looking for a take profit to be coming through there, multiple take profits to really be looking out for there. Oh, I say it so subtly, right? So yeah, that's sort of what I would be looking for there for Atom, if that is going to happen. If it isn't going to happen, then we can actually expect some upside, right? I would expect to be coming back up to reclaim this this pattern that we have been in for God knows how long here, and just have a little wave up, right? The momentum's still there. The publicity's actually got even better here. This is probably just due to Bitcoin. So if we do bounce here, guys, there could actually be a nice little long on the shorter term time frame in terms of a scalp inside of this macro chart pattern, okay? So that's sort of what I'm looking for Atom. I'm bullish overall here on the macro, but if we do lose this, I'm going to be looking for that micro sort of swing trade for around 10% to the downside. So yeah, that's probably what I would say about Atom. I mean, today we're down around 4.6%. So yeah, the real thing that I'm looking out for there is going to be the 200 EMA on the 12-hour to see if we close that in an hour and a half. And also, you see the 55 EMA there. If we close below both of those bad boys, I definitely would expect a test of around $12.52 there.
Easy.
It's just free money at the end of the day.
Free money. All right. Yeah, I think I'll check out Bitcoin dominance.
Yeah, that's cool. I like Bitcoin dominance.
Real quick. Personally, actually, for me, Bitcoin dominance is something. Let me just get the full screen up. There we go. Bitcoin dominance for me is basically something that is gonna slowly lose its worth as like a metric in a sense, right? And the reason for that is you've got technology, right? And technology branches off in different directions. You wouldn't compare something like, I don't know, Microsoft and dominance compared to, like, I don't know, Tinder or something like that, right? You wouldn't compare those in a dominant force, but in a way they do come from the same thing, the same technology previously, right? So Bitcoin dominance for me will inevitably go down forever. But one thing that is interesting about this, because obviously new technology will come out and they'll all be blockchain, but they'll all have coins, and therefore there's just going to be so many coins that are being created for different industries in which Bitcoin will not be dominant or indominant compared to all of them, right? It's just going to be a different asset, right? It's different use case, different industry, whatever, right? So that's my 2 cents on that. If we're going to look at this right now in terms of just a chart, right? Just a chart. Just going back off my point before previously, right? Ethereum is representative of a lot of the altcoins in the space. Naturally, you can see this echoed with what we were just talking about with the Ethereum chart, which is essentially that Ethereum went down in comparison to BTC, right? So the dominance of Bitcoin is going to go up on the other end of the spectrum there. So yeah, that's just that in a nutshell. Obviously, there are other chains, all this good stuff, but it really is still Bitcoin and Ethereum. There will be more and more use cases and stuff and chains that come out over time and the gain dominance over this. So that's why I do think the dominance will just continue to go down. But what we have found previously is that this can be a bit of a catalyst of something that does initiate potential little altcoin runs, mini altcoin runs, if it does kind of break resistance and we see Ethereum and all the altcoins and Polygon coins or whatever go up and bang it, right? So yeah, this is obviously going to be reflective of that for now, but eventually this will just be phased out and it will be kind of a worthless metric in my opinion anyway. If we are going to look at this in a TA sense, I mean, we're kind of at that support level, right? Where we've also broken previous. Well, we're kind of retesting a support level. If you're gonna be, I have no objective for this, but yeah, if you're gonna look at this, yeah, retesting it. Potentially, if we break this low, it's just gonna go lower. Does that mean anything for crypto? It could mean that the Ethereum is just gonna. Is that right? I'm doing this the wrong way around. I always get so confused with dominance. It's yeah. If Bitcoin goes up, it's more dominant, right? Technically, although no. It's just altcoins gaining on Bitcoin, right? So yeah, it will continue to go down. That makes sense here. It makes sense here. So if this does break this low, it doesn't really mean too much in my opinion at this stage, but it could just mean that altcoins are on a little bit of a rally up or whatever, right? If Bitcoin dominance is going down. I think I've got that the right way around.
Yeah, so if you look at the chart from, I think, May 2022, when we did see the initial big dump for Bitcoin, that the Bitcoin dominance shot up like drastically. It went through the roof. And this is because it just shows the dominance over the altcoins. And that's why we saw a lot of the altcoins essentially massively crash as well, right? And so essentially when the Bitcoin dominance flies up, the altcoins, they just fall with it or move with it in a sense. So I agree with what you were saying a second ago in terms of that it's not going to be that valid in say 5-10 years or so, because there's going to be so many different altcoins, so many different industries, the way that Web3 and blockchain is going to take over everything. That's really going to change the Bitcoin dominance. We won't really be able to use it that much because it will just be pretty much invalid. But what I use it for now is really short-term moves. So if I can predict, like, back to basic TA charting, if we can predict a move on the Bitcoin dominance in terms of like a scalp, then we can predict some sort of direction that how Bitcoin could be affecting our altcoins. So it's just definitely one little confluence and factor that we need to take into consideration. But as you said, it will gradually be non-existent in the future, right?
It's basically, it's like trading Bitcoin against every other asset, right? That's essentially what it is. Yeah. So yeah, naturally it will just go down over time, naturally. Yeah, and what's interesting is if Bitcoin does dump, altcoins will dump more. If Bitcoin pumps, altcoins will pump more. So it's a good metric to see how Bitcoin is essentially being caught up by other assets, I guess, over time, and how many assets are being, how many projects are being created and gaining traction. So it's kind of a metric of the success of the crypto industry. But for me, over time, it will just become more and more kind of diluted compared to the other coins in that sense.
Right, I'm going to be moving on to CHZ now, and that is for Dreeland Z? Dreeland? I'm bad at reading. I can make money trading, but I can't read very well. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing CHZ there. I think it's Chili's, right? I think that's Chili's for Dreeland. And guys, if you haven't liked the stream already, if you are enjoying the content and you are getting value from this, we're here Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Unfortunately, we're not here tomorrow because I'm doing a visa run to Bangkok, which sucks. But usually we do have a Thursday night trade-off where we go head-to-head with like $300. Crazy leverage stuff. We've got like 125x leverage on the wheel now that we spin. And it's great fun, guys. So make sure you tune in for that. And as I said, if you haven't liked the stream already, please do that. It does help us out tremendously. I'm going to be going into CHZ now. A bit of Chili's, I do think that is, and I'm going to be starting off on the macro to see what we're working with. You can see here the most recent low of the current bear market is currently sat at around 8 cents. From there, we have seen a pretty solid move to the upside, right? One thing I do want to touch on is this massive, massive curve to the upside. When we see a Mount Everest climb like so, we need a bit of base camp 1. Base camp 1 is the resting point where we get food and we get air, and we basically get ready to go for another leg up, get to base camp 2, right? And if you don't do that, you're gonna try and climb Mount Everest and you're gonna die, You'll die on the way up, and it won't be good, okay? So you need consolidation, you need resting to get that next leg up. We actually did do that, and we got another leg up, which was pretty goddamn good, breaking the high in terms of the market structure as well. So good stuff. And also, another point I want to point out here is chart patterns tend to usually work more for forex and commodities and stuff. We do have a very strong cup and handle scenario as well, guys, and that tends to usually mean bullish momentum to the upside as well. Now, before we get into that excitement of how high this is going to go, I just want to say it is a rising wedge, guys. Rising wedges, they tend to usually break the downside. Bitcoin's looking bearish. We're in a bear market. Please be aware this could easily come down, break this trend line, and come down and basically test this higher low. It's simple. It can. It's not a problem if it does for market structure, because we still will be respecting market structure as long as we don't lose 17 cents. If we lose 17 cents, then I would expect reversal there. But we've basically got a lot of space to still be bullish on the macro, right? That's basically what I'm saying. So we've got a lot of space to still be bullish on the macro. Even if we dump down in terms of percentages there, even if we dump down around 23%, we've still got bullish momentum there in terms of market structure, in terms of the trend. It's still fine, okay? So yeah, it's definitely something I would be looking out for there if we do continue this dump down. The key point here is that we're still bullish, okay? We're still above all major moving averages. Moving averages here, they're quite wide apart. When moving averages are wide apart, guys, it basically shows that the trend is strong. It shows that it's healthy. We've got volume trending down as well. Excuse me, that is an indication of a potential breakout. So will I be shorting this as we lose this chart pattern? Why the hell not, man? Why the hell not? There is money to be taken on the table. What I would be looking for here is around 10%, around 11% there. Ideally, I want this 55 EMA to come up here, and then we can lose that, as well as lose the price action channel, as well as losing this very, very strong upwards sloping trend line that we have seen there. If we lose all that, then there is literally clean 10% on the table to be taken there for CHZ. And to be honest, we have seen insane pumps to the upside, and even if we get down there, as I was reiterating a minute ago, as I'm reiterating now from a minute ago, it's still going to be bullish, right? It's still absolutely fine. Let's jump down to the real micro here on the hourly and see how the price action has been behaving right now, okay? You can see clearly we've got this level of resistance coming through. Could be doing something along the lines of this, as you can see. Going to be getting as many touches as possible for that, and you can see we do have spillage, guys. Spillage basically indicates that we do have a trap zone to the upside, so this is an area that we can easily get trapped out on. There is traps in here, there is candle body closes, but it's basically fake breakouts, so we're not going to be falling for them. No, we're not. We're smarter than this. Another point that I would be looking for here is going to be something along the lines of this. As you can see, that is forming a symmetrical triangle chart pattern. You've got literally, let me move the chart over very quickly so you can all see it. You can see we've got obviously these lows getting put in, well, these high lows getting put in here, and this is basically the level of support that we're working with. Currently looking for a potential bounce on that. So in terms of a price prediction of where we could go here, we've just claimed the 10 simple here. So ideally, if we do get an hourly candle body close in the next 40 minutes above the 10 simple, I would expect minimally, is that a word? Minimal. Mini Cooper, Cooper S, Clubman. Yeah, I would expect to at least test this 23 cents 993 there. We're mental. And then if we do break that in terms of that micro lower high there, I would expect a test of the 21 EMA as well, and that'll be bringing us up to this this box zone, which I'm just going to quickly draw in there, which would be looking something. Oh, did I just set an alert for something? I did.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I would expect some sort of test around this area, and then probably continuation to the downside from there. But overall, on the daily, let's jump back to the macro quickly, guys. It's absolutely fine for us to cascade down for around 20% there. We will still be bullish overall. But yeah, that's pretty much CHZ summed up for you there, Dreeland.
Cool. What are we on? We're on 53 minutes.
53 minutes.
Do you have any questions for me, sir?
So we're talking to the audience. Questions. I was going to ask you something about Ethereum, but I think you covered pretty much quite a lot about Ethereum. So if you were someone who is consistently not making money whilst trading, and they've been trading for over a year, what would your advice be to them for, I guess, to like, well, we know how to do it, like the triangle of success, right? The strategy, the risk reward, and also the patience and the mindset, right? So yeah, I pretty much answered that for you. So yeah. No.
Patience, mindset, strategy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Done.
Questions.
What would you say the best exchange is right now?
See, that's a very tricky one, to be honest, because I think Bybit's sort of not Bybit, sorry. I think Binance has kind of ruined it with the KYC, and they've annoyed quite a few people, I think, by doing that. And we're noticing them actually put out a lot more marketing campaigns than they ever have before, trying to get members back in. I think Bybit is pretty good. I think the fees are pretty good, but the exchange that I'm really looking for at the moment, the two that I'm favoring, is going to be KuCoin and it is going to be BitGet. Because BitGet's got that new copy trading thing, and it's pretty insane, to be honest. If you guys want to learn about copy trading, jump over to Hamilton Crypto's channel. He's done a whole series on it. It's insanely knowledgeable, very, very good stuff. You can make some insane profit. Didn't you make like 200% profit in a week or something?
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy. I just invested in this guy. I gave him like $1,000 or something, and then like I came back a week later and it was like $1,000 profit. I was like, what? Crazy.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
Crazy. Give him $100,000 next time.
See, I would say BitGet or potentially like KuCoin or something like that, because I'm a sticker for new coins and stuff like that, and I'm going to be preparing a list of like new up and coming coins. I'm actually working with a member of the audience, love Donna, and her name's Donna, by the way. Yeah, obviously a lot of you know Donna. I'm going to be working with Donna, and we're going to be preparing like a nice list of new altcoins that are coming up that we do think are going to excel in the next bull run, guys. So make sure you basically stay tuned and look out for that, I would say. But yeah, in summary to your question, I would say BitGet and KuCoin are the two exchanges that I'm looking out for at the moment.
Yeah, I'd agree. Bybit's still cool, but I don't know. There's something off. Feels off with Bybit at the moment.
After using that Storm gain the other day when it was like 500x, like, it just seemed cleaner and a lot more transparent with the fees. I feel like we obviously trade Bybit on our trade-off, and we'll do like a 10x or something like that, and we'll close the trade and be like, oh, we made 5% profit, and it's just like, we didn't. We didn't. The fees just like slap you in the face like out of nowhere. So yeah, that's what I would say about Bybit, to be honest with you.
Mike says, how busy is Koh Samui these days? Green Mango still open? Yeah, I mean, it's still open. When we got here, it was just coming out of the pandemic, so it was so much better. Because we'd go there, we'd be like the only foreigners. It'd be nice. There'd be like the culture there. Now we go there, it's full of tourists. It's like spring break. People throwing beer everywhere. It's carnage. Yeah. It's carnage.
Kind of ruined the vibe, I think. Like, we spend our nights now. If we are going to go out, obviously we're on the big detox now, so we're not going to. But when it got to a bit more commercialized and stuff like that, we just started to go to like really Thai bars, and it was just all Thai people, and like we can appreciate the culture a bit more there. But yeah, I see Mike says, should we move tokens off exchanges onto a ledger? Not in a bear market. Maybe not in a bear market, mate.
The problem with that, yeah, you're correct. It's like, if you do that and we get in a major crash and crypto's done. I mean, I don't think crypto's done, but if it's like a random altcoin, right, and some hack comes out and you need to sell your coins, first you've got to get your ledger, you got to remember everything, you got to now get that so you can sell it, so put it onto an exchange. It's going to take too long. You're going to lose too much money. So my advice in terms of holding your coins places would be exchanges that have like dedicated funds that are proven, right? Good military grade security, and not just one exchange, right? If you have a bunch of coins, have a bunch of exchanges, because if one exchange gets hacked or goes down, or they run off with the money, right, Mt. Gox style, then yeah, it's going to be a scenario where you lose all your money, right, if it's all on that exchange. So yeah, diversifying, even if it's just one coin onto multiple exchanges, is going to be way better for you in terms of losses. And even if you need to sell in a major crash or something like that, right, or you've got an emergency and you need to sell, right, then yeah, you can just open up all the tabs and it's fine, right? You don't have to like get all your ledgers and do all of that stuff. So yeah, it's probably what I'd say there to that one.
I do have a few ledgers with just random coins on. over the history of my time in crypto. I'm sure a lot of guys do. When you're just like buying stuff up, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of just like you just forget about it and just leave it there. Like, I'm not really interested in trading in these really low cap coins if the price is dumping. Like it's like a 5 or 10 year hodl, right? So I'll like put it on there and just leave it. And just like, yeah, cool. I'll just get back to my trading stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, if we're like when we're day trading and stuff like that, we make money that contemplates that, right? it what's the word constitutes?
Supplements.
Yeah, supplements basically the loss that we would have taken on the actual altcoin on the ledger. So yeah, it's just like that really. But it's all up to how you trade and how you diversify your portfolio. And stuff.
Like, I barely hodl anything. I hodl a bit of Bitcoin, but personally, I only really buy coins in a bull run, right? Because that's like guaranteed to go up.
Yeah.
And we're kind of at that stage we can recognize a bull run as it happens. So that's probably the best time to have it. But there are some coins that you might want to buy at the bottom, right, and just take that gamble, or buy when it's cheap because you know it's going to 100x, you know it's going to 1000x. You can see that clearly over a time span. But for me, it's just like I'd rather have my money available to trade in case something happens than like in a hodl stack somewhere. But I mean, it's proven that you could make more money hodling, but it depends how good you are at trading as well, right?
I made a lot of money hodling. Like last bull run, it was just insane. Like you could literally just buy a coin, leave it in your ledger or your wallet or wherever for like a month, and you just go back to it like, oh, made 50% there.
Yeah,
just crazy money was made, and like that's what I do like bull runs, and you can probably tell like the crypto space at the moment is just pretty quiet compared to what it used to be in the bull run, and it's a lot more exciting even on like YouTube channels like this. Like we're sat at like 17 viewers, but usually on a bull run will be like 50 to 100 people all just sat there chilling. It builds a lot more unity and community in the crypto space. So I think that's probably one of the main reasons that I do, like, obviously besides the free cash that's available, is great having more community and just teaching more people how to really like get financial freedom and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like the satisfaction in education, right? Because we don't really need to do this, but it's fun for one thing.
Yeah,
and there's a community aspect to it where it's like, okay, this is the tribe we're in, it's cool, we're all here helping each other, learning, spotting things, making money together, and that's the whole point of it all at the end of the day. So there's a satisfaction in education, community, and then obviously the money side from the trading as well. So that's kind of where we stand anyway with this stuff.
Right, guys, yeah, we've hit an hour. We'd like to thank you for watching. We're going to be calling it a day now. We are going to be getting a lot more frequent with the uploads and stuff. We are working on many different things at the moment. Like Hammy said before, we are cold, hard, hungry entrepreneurs going for those billions. So yeah, we've got a lot of things going on, but we are going to be honing down on content and producing you. Well, I'm going to be doing a daily update on my channel on Crypto Chest literally every single day now. I'm going to be doing them like 5 minutes long, so they're very watchable, very easy. It's just going to be a little update from the hourly and the 4-hourly chart, so you can wake up in the morning wherever you are in the world and you can go, right, that's the update, bang. Don't have to sit around for 10-15 minutes watching a video. Very quick, very easy. So that's what I'm going to be doing on my channel, so make sure you tune in for that. But we are going to be back here probably, I don't know, probably Monday. Yeah, probably Monday, because I've got to run to Bangkok tomorrow. I'm not going to run all the way there, it's a bloody long way, but I'm gonna fly there and yeah, get the visa stuff sorted out. So yeah, apologies that we're not gonna be doing the Thursday night trade-off, which does suck, but we can look forward to it next week. And also we're doing Monday stream next week and Wednesday stream next week. Got anything for your channel that you want to shill?
Just once that visa's done, it's done, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a year,
we're gonna have that for a year done. Like then we can get everything completely going and get all the content out for you guys. And we've got another channel coming out as well as some TikTok stuff. It's going to be called New Money Network. We actually have the Discord open right now. It's in the description if you want to join it. New money. We really have to check if that's offensive first before we do that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we don't know if there's some gang sign somewhere in the world, but going to end up with people like knocking on our door or something. But yeah, it's going to be fun. A lot of our projects, feel free to check out my channel as well. Copy trading going to be huge in the next bull run. I've just created a playlist. There's 7 lessons on there right now. It's a completely free course on my channel, and yeah, there will be probably like 10 to 12 lessons on there, which you will learn everything from like the risk reward, how to analyze traders, how to pick them, so you don't just lose money with just picking a trader and then they go 100x long, you lose all your money, right? You don't want that, but it can be very profitable if you know what you're doing, right? Because these traders are very good. That's why they're at the top of the leaderboard. You've just got to manage your risk the correct way. So yeah, I'm basically going to teach you all that, and I may even do a little series on my channel or even on this channel with Chester, where we analyze traders together and we just kind of show you guys how we would invest in them and what's good with them, and potentially traders that are up and coming that have slots open to invest in as well. So yeah, cool stuff. I believe that is it, right?
Yeah, all good. Yeah. Again,
Cool.
thank you ever so much for watching, guys. But it's going to be peace out and goodbye from us.
All right. Peace out. Have a great day and goodbye.
Trade safe.
Trade safe out there.
Are you feeling juicy?
Yes.
You know why we're here.
We're here to make money
Cold hard cash.
on a Wednesday. See you later, guys. It's been fun.